Here's something nobody tells beginner chess players. You are not losing because you're playing the wrong moves. You're losing because you're spending all your time looking for the right one. Think about it. You sit down, you see a position, and you know roughly what to do. But then your brain kicks in. What if there's something better? What if I'm missing a tactic? Let me check this line one more time. And one more time after that. 20 minutes later, you've thought yourself into panic and you play something random and you lose. Not to a brilliant move from your opponent, but to your own clock. This is the perfectionism trap, and it is silently destroying the games of almost every improving player out there, including myself. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why trying to find the perfect move is one of the worst habits in chess and what to do instead. Think of perfectionism back to our childhood days. You remember when we used to go to school, we were trained to be flawless, get everything right or fail the exam. Zero tolerance for mistakes, right? And that mindset got hardwired into us. And when we sit at a chessboard, it naturally follows us there too. See, chess is not a test. There is no 100% correct answer waiting for you. It is not a boolean where either you're right or you're wrong. It is a spectrum. And you can either make the perfect move, consuming a lot of time, or make a good enough move but save time. See, even two world class GMs playing against each other will make multiple mistakes in a single game. If perfectionism is impossible for them, it's definitely impossible for us too. But here's what's actually kills your game. You're in a position with 2-3 reasonable moves. You spend 10 minutes trying to find which one is the best. By the time you've decided, you've lost a huge chunk of your clock time. Then, because now you're in time pressure, the moment a genuinely critical position appears, you have no time to calculate. You panic. You blunder. See, you didn't blunder on move 27. You lost that game on move 5 when you spent 10 minutes on a decision that didn't matter. There was a game between Vovk and Kramnik, which you might see on the screen right now. A player once spent 11 minutes choosing between roughly equal moves early in the game. So by the time the truly decisive moment arrived, he had 4 minutes left and missed a drawing move. He lost. Imagine you're playing against a world champion and this happens to you. That's what had happened with this poor fellow Vovk who thought too much early in the game, and then when he had an opportunity to draw with the greatest player of that time, he missed it all because of his perfectionism trap. See, don't dwell on the game too long. One position, one visual. Make the point and move. Overthinking is not careful thinking. That's a misconception. It's doubt in disguise. Okay, you might be saying, fine, I won't play the best move. Then what exactly should I play and what am I looking for? The real goal is to play good enough. See, your goal in chess is not to find the best move. It's to play good moves and avoid huge mistakes. You don't have to play the right move. You have to avoid playing the wrong one. This sounds simple, but it's actually a mental unlock. Once you accept this, you stop paralyzing yourself. You know, in the offices of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg put a poster, "Done is better than perfect." If it works for building a billion-dollar company, then it should work at a chessboard too. Here's the set of instructions you need to follow. When you have 2 or 3 reasonable options and can't clearly calculate a decisive difference, you can't figure out which is better than the other, just pick one and play it. Trust your instinct. Move on. See, there's a very important skill that a lot of players don't know about, and that is between deciding whether a position is worthy of your time or not. There could be a position where, suppose it's the opening, and you have a choice whether to develop your bishop to e2 or maybe b5. It's a standard opening choice. It's very trivial. It does not affect the game drastically, but there are some players, including myself a while ago, who would spend minutes, 10, 15 minutes just contemplating which move would fare better in the game and whatnot. So this is an example of a decision that doesn't matter. Just play whatever feels good to you. Whereas there are some decisions that actually require your time. For example, there's an intense attacking position, sacrifices all over the board. You have a chance to find a move that could potentially win you the game, or maybe let's say a position wherein you're under attack and you need to find the precise defense to escape, or else you will be crushed. These are some examples of positions wherein you need to spend time. So think of your time as an asset. When you're playing chess, you don't just need to look for the best move. You need to find the correct trade off. How good is it the move I played versus how much time I took? If it takes half an hour to play the best engine moves, then I don't think you're going to last more than 3 moves in a classical game. But if you're taking 3 minutes per move on average, and let's say playing okay moves and inaccuracy here and there, it's fine. You're a much better player than the previous example. Here's the one thing you need to check before playing any move: the anti-blunder check. See, you may have calculated a lot of lines, but sometimes what happens is your brain zones out from the present and you end up calculating far into the distant future and forget what's on the board right now. This happened with me once. I was playing against a higher rated player and I found a line which could potentially sacrifice an exchange but gain a lot of compensation. And I calculated really deep into the line, I evaluated it, I checked whether I would actually be comfortable playing in that situation against a high rated player. And when I actually went to make the move, I realized it was a straight up blunder. So see, this happens a lot. So to prevent this, there's a simple method. When you have decided on your move and you're about to make your move, just check, scan the board. 10-15 seconds is all it takes. Am I blundering something? Am I hanging a piece? Am I allowing my opponent a simple tactic? This can save you so many games. It's like a pilot's checklist before they start flying the plane. They check their engine, the fuel, the turbines, they check everything. It takes hardly some time. It's a trivial check, but it can save a catastrophic error. So, this is an important method to prevent blunders while not spending too much time on a move itself. So, in your next game, anytime you're about to spend more than 3 minutes on a non critical move, catch yourself and ask, is this position actually critical? If not, pick your best option and move on. So, here's what I want you to take away from this: perfectionism isn't making you a better chess player, it's stealing your clock, clouding your thinking, and costing you games that you should be winning. Your job at the board is simple: find a good move, run a quick blunder check, and play it. That's it. Save your energy for moments that actually decide the game, and trust yourself enough to move when those moments don't apply. The best players in the world don't find perfect moves, they find good ones fast. If you want to go deeper on the psychology of chess, I'm building out a whole series on this. The next video covers something that every improving player experiences but almost nobody talks about, and fixing it will change how you approach every single game. Subscribe if that sounds useful. I'll see you there.